When people speak of the European Union, many imagine most of Europe under a blue flag with 12 stars. Yet that isn't quite accurate. Only 27 countries belong to the EU, while Europe itself is far larger. Consider Switzerland, Norway, and Iceland. These three lie in Europe geographically, culturally, and historically, yet they have chosen to stay outside the bloc. What keeps them distant from one of the world's most powerful economic and political unions? Let us begin with Norway, a land of fjords, northern lights, and vast seas. Why has it resisted joining? Norway is rich in natural resources, oil, natural gas, and fish, and it has twice seriously considered EU membership. The first referendum was in 1972 after negotiations, but the majority voted against. A second referendum in 1994 ended in the same way. The core issue is fishing. Control over its waters is part of national identity. Membership would require accepting the EU's common fishery policy, opening Norwegian waters to other member states. Yet Norway, though not a member, pays substantial sums to the EU to maintain access to the single market. In 2021, it transferred about 900 million euros to the EU budget. Even so, annual fish revenue exceeds 12 billion euros, and Norway remains a leading exporter of seafood and energy. This arrangement supports Norway's economy while preserving sovereignty. Norway is the only country where per capita resource income tops 70,000 euros each year, and its $1.5 trillion sovereign wealth fund yields about $280,000 per person. Why would Norwegians surrender such capital for EU membership? Iceland, a small but proud country where nature still rules, chose to explore membership after a crisis. In 2009, following a devastating financial meltdown, its government applied for accession to gain stability. 4 years after a new government took office, the project was halted. The reason once again traces back to fishing. Like Norway, Iceland treats the fishing sector as the cornerstone of its economy. To Iceland, the European Union's common fisheries policy threatens to loosen its grip on marine resources. A striking fact remains: Iceland is the only European country where an economic crash led to the arrest of bankers. After the crisis of 2008, about 30 senior banking executives were convicted of fraud and abuse of trust. Imagine banks being rescued not with taxpayer money, as happened in much of Europe, but by making the guilty answer for their actions. This uncompromising stance shocked the world, yet earned Iceland respect. And here's another remarkable point. Iceland has more volcanoes than settlements, numbering over 130, and each could erupt at any moment. One of the eruptions in 2010 shut down European air travel for weeks and cost the global economy more than $5 billion. It reminded everyone how profoundly nature can shape life in this small country. Perhaps that ongoing contest with fierce natural forces has forged Icelanders into a people who are independent and steadfast on matters of sovereignty. Economy, landscape, sovereignty. These threads are tightly braided in Iceland's fate. By contrast, Iceland's imagined path toward the European Union is met by a distinctly different example in Switzerland. Switzerland lies at the heart of Europe, bordering 4 EU member states, trading closely with the Union, and participating in the Schengen zone. Yet despite this proximity, Swiss membership never seems to be on the agenda. Why? The answer lies in a unique system of governance and a long tradition of neutrality. Switzerland is renowned for direct democracy, where major questions are often decided by referendum, In 1992, the country voted against joining even the European Economic Area, seen as a first step toward the EU. Instead, the Swiss favor bilateral agreements with the EU, which grant access to the single market while preserving full autonomy. Consider the banking system, a source of national pride. Had Switzerland joined the EU, its strict confidentiality and financial independence could have been jeopardized. Switzerland still holds gold bars that formed its state reserves, some of which belonged to Nazi Germany. After the Second World War, the nation faced a scandal over Nazi gold, part of which had been melted from Holocaust victims' assets. That episode still fuels debate, and the secrecy of Swiss finance continues to attract international criticism. Yet, despite pressure from abroad, the Swiss preserve their banking traditions, making their financial system both unique and highly attractive to investors. Switzerland, steadfast in neutrality, boasts one of Europe's most capable militaries. In the Alpine realm, a network of hidden bunkers and air bases persists, while many bridges are designed to be easily disabled in case of invasion. This forms a national security strategy that keeps the country independent, even when surrounded by the world's major powers. Three nations stand apart. Yet what lies ahead? Could Switzerland, Norway, or Iceland reconsider and join the European Union? Norway's chances look slim. The people have said no twice, and public opinion has hardly shifted since, while oil, gas, and fishing remain central to its economy. Hence, Norway will prefer autonomy. Iceland appears more flexible, though no EU referendum has ever been held, and public sentiment has fluctuated over the years. If new economic instability or other external factors arise, Icelanders might move toward closer integration. Switzerland tells a different story with an extraordinary commitment to independence. Only 3% of Swiss see prospects of joining the EU, and that seems unlikely to change soon, as they prize neutrality and direct democracy. Paradoxically, Norway and Iceland must accept about 75% of EU laws to keep access to the single market, while EU members must follow all laws. That arrangement gives them practical benefits without a seat in the European Parliament, a point critics often note. Yet the prospect of their joining could strain the Union's cohesion, provoking discontent in poorer member states or intensifying competition. So they remain close partners but maintain a cautious distance, their hidden strength. What do you think? Should Norway, Iceland, and Switzerland join the EU or stay outside?